Heider is a small city 20 minutes south of Kyoto where Japan's tea culture basically started, and most visitors to Kyoto never make time for it. Uji rewards people who show up knowing what they want, because the best stuff is scattered between riverside temples and hillside gardens that don't announce themselves. I mapped out the whole 3 days in a template you can grab from the link in the description. Uji works year-round spring cherry blossoms along the river, summer hydrangeas, autumn maples, winter solitude, but the tea is good in every season. Day 1 hits the Essentials 1,000-year-old temple on a 10 yen coin, a shrine most people skip, and a matcha parfait that earns every step. Byodo-in's Phoenix Hall is that elegant building on Japan's 10 yen coin, a Heian era temple built around 1053 to literally represent paradise on earth. A Fujiwara aristocrat commissioned it as spiritual insurance during what he believed was an age of decline, and honestly, the investment held up remarkably. Morning light is everything here because the hall faces east, and before 10 a.m., the pond reflection is one of those rare photos that matches expectations. The Hoshokan Museum next door houses original temple bells and the real roof, phoenixes. The ones outside are replicas, so don't skip it when crowds thicken. A short uphill walk through forests from Byodo-in brings you to Ujikami Shrine, Japan's oldest surviving Shinto shrine structure, confirmed by tree ring dating to roughly 1060. Most visitors to Uji never make it up here, and that's a shame because this is what old Japan actually feels like without the tour groups. Stone steps worn smooth by centuries, a freshwater spring running through the grounds, and the kind of quiet where you hear your own footsteps on gravel. The path is steep but short, wear real shoes and budget about 40 minutes because the shrine itself is small and the forest walk is half the point. Back by the river, Nakamura Tokichi has been a tea house since 1854, and their matcha parfait is the reason some people visit Uji at all. It's a layered tower of matcha ice cream, jelly, dango, red bean, and mochi in a riverside building where old wooden windows look out over the water. Upstairs, they run tea grinding workshops where you make your own matcha with a stone mill if the parfait alone doesn't cover your matcha needs. Weekend waits can hit an hour come on a weekday afternoon, or try their branch near the station if the main store line is brutal. Day 2 climbs a Zen temple up a maple-lined staircase, then a hillside flower temple, then back down to the river where someone makes you tea. Kōshō-ji is a quiet Soto-zen temple on Uji's north side, and the main event is the approach a steep stone path called Kodozaka, lined with maples. In autumn, the canopy turns the staircase into a red and orange tunnel that photographs genuinely don't exaggerate, and even off-season, the moss and silence are magnetic. Morning is the time because light filters through the trees at their best, and you might share the entire path with only a handful of people. The stones get slippery after rain or leaf fall, take it slow, and use restrooms in town before heading up, since facilities at the top are limited. Continue uphill from Kōshō-ji, about 15 minutes to Mimuroto-ji, known as the Flower Temple because the same hillside makes both temples a natural pair. In June, 20,000 hydrangea bushes turn the slope into a wave of blue, pink, and purple that photographs like a painting. The 3-story pagoda at the top overlooks all of Uji, and that hilltop view is the payoff for every step of the climb. Seasonal hours shift, so confirm before you go the walk between these two temples is steeper than it looks on a map. Back on the riverbank, Taihoan is a tea ceremony house run by the city of Uji itself, a public facility, not a private business, built for beginners. You sit in a tatami room overlooking the river, whisk matcha, eat a wagashi sweet, and a host walks you through each step in a small group. Reserve at least a few days ahead because sessions run on fixed schedules and walk-ins aren't guaranteed, especially on weekends when slots fill. If your knees object to tatami sitting, mention chair seating when you book. The basic course is 30 minutes, the full ceremony closer to an hour. Day 3 slows down a museum for the world's first novel, tea at a shop older than most countries, and one last matcha meal to finish. The Tale of Genji, written around the year 1000, is widely considered the world's first novel, and its final darkest chapters are set right here in Uji. This multimedia museum brings those chapters to life through projected scrolls and reconstructed Heian-era interiors, and you're standing in the exact town where the story unfolds. Allow 90 minutes because the video projections rotate in sequence, and the English audio guide fills in where signage falls short. It's entirely indoors, which makes it an ideal cold morning start before walking the town that inspired the story in the first place. Right by Uji Bridge, Suin has served tea to travelers since 1160, the same family, same spot, for over 860 years. Inside, centuries-old tea jars, a founder's statue, and a well bucket made by Sen no Rikyu. This is the real thing, not a themed replica. The shop smells like toasted tea leaves, and the dark wood interior is cramped and genuinely old. Sit at a counter where people have sat for centuries. Order Gyokuro for the premium tea experience, or chasoba if you want something more filling. 30 minutes here and you're ready for the last stop. Itokiyamen is the relaxed lunch spot where locals eat matcha soba and fresh dango in a tatami room. The comfort food side of Uji's tea culture. Their seasonal sweet sets are 8 tiny confections arranged to reflect the current season, served with matcha, and they're a quiet masterpiece of food aesthetics. Hot matcha soba in a warm tatami room is one of those meals that makes you understand why Japanese food has the reputation it does. Come before noon or after 2 to dodge the worst of the lunch line. The gift shop has solid packaged tea for souvenirs on your way out. Uji is what happens when a small town spends 1,000 years perfecting tea, building temples, and inspiring novels, and then mostly keeps quiet about it. I built out this whole route in a template with a map, so grab the link in the description or pinned comment. Tell me which Uji stop sounds most like your kind of afternoon. I read every comment.